over here is that consider I am creating a travel, right? So what will be the total booking pricing? So it depends on how many bookings I'm creating. If I'm creating 2, then it would be aggregation of those. If I'm creating 3, it would be aggregation. So I mean, at any point in time, it would be aggregation of the. That's what maybe we can plan for, correct? So in that case, rather than my user entering this pricing information manually, let's just try out a scenario where this booking information, the total price should get calculated automatically, right? For that, let's just do one thing. Let's just go in the BO itself, the behavior definition. And while we are defining this as a read only, let's just also define one more field over here in the travel itself, which says the pricing module of it, which is this one. And here I do the total price. So let's just try to make this a read only one. So I'll just activate this. Okay, and now refresh this. Okay, and now if I just try creating a new one. Okay, here I'll just make both the things read only. So in this total price, I guess I'll be able to see the currency code of it. So I'll just go here and mark that currency code as well as a read only. Yeah, I'll just activate this. Go back, refresh this. Create. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not getting any of this information over here. It's totally read only. My ask is that whenever I'm creating this particular booking, okay, at that point in time, this particular total price should get calculated and it should get updated. Okay, now what we can consider it as a, maybe you can consider it as a one of the determination for the calculating price. So as we don't need this, I'll just comment this out. Yeah, one more thing you should know is that when you are commenting a determination from here, okay, the moment you change this, you would see that you are getting a warning that the generate travel ID on your class is not required because that particular behavior is now commented out, right? So I'll just go over here. And here you can just go in LHC travel. And now you can comment this out as well. So you can simply go over here. And for example, if you don't need this, just go away and comment it out. So at least your service metadata won't fail. Otherwise, what would happen is if you're only commenting either of that, either a logic or the definition of it, you would end up getting errors. Okay, so I have activated that. So at least I don't have that particular determination any longer in my system. I'll just go back and I'll create one more determination over here. I'll just say determination, calculate total travel price on save during be it a create or update, whatever it is, I want to calculate my total price. So that's the ask. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just try to create this particular determination. So I'll just say add method for determination. The moment you put a cursor, it will prompt you and it will calculate, create the method directly for you. Okay, so I'll just go over here. And I would like to read out certain information. So for example, I am having a determination at header layer. So what I can expect that I would have a information, or I can say key parameter of a header, right? So I want to read the travel and booking information, right? So I'll just simply say read entities of my, what is the BO we are working on? This set our travel BO. Okay, we are going to read in local mode, entity. I'll just say travel. Okay, we are going to read all fields with corresponding keys. Okay, and we'll just get the data into LT travel. Same way, we want to read another information. So there are two ways. Either you can read it via the separate EML, or you can simply say entity travel, but by association booking. Okay, and here you want to get the data. Here you want to get the data of it. So that's something that you can also do. So while you are doing this, you would get a chance to read the information of the travel as well as the booking at the same time. So in a same EML statement, you would be able to read out the information of your travel as well as booking. So that's something that you can do. Okay. So in this particular case, what you would be doing is you would be passing the value. So I'll just say I want to read all the fields. Here, what are the things that would repeat? So I can say read entity. This is something that would only be one. Then you have to specify what entity and what association you pass that. You have to pass the key parameters. That's something that you would get. You have to specify the resulting data. That's something you specified. Now for the another set, you will again specify read entities. Okay. When you are specifying read entities, you have to again specify all fields with corresponding keys. Okay, that's something that you can do. And then you can specify that result data. And here you are trying to get the information of the relevant bookings. Okay, so this is how you would be able to read the data of two different information in a single EML statement. As you can see, there is no dot. Just to make it more readable, I have just provided a space in between. Otherwise, you can write all of these things continuously. I'll just activate this. Okay, now I don't want this anymore. So I'll just remove this, activate this breakpoints again, remove this. Okay, and here also remove this. You don't need it. Instead, put a breakpoint on this. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll just go back and just try refreshing this. Let's just say create. So number got generated. Very nice. 4226. I'll just say 2023, 25, 2023, 25. Sorry, let's just say 25. I'll just say today, tomorrow. I won't be able to pass the total price because that's read only. I'll just create a new line item. Okay, and here I'll just say planning to book it today, 2023, 25. Airline ID is, let's just say 1, flight number is 2, booking flight date, let's just make it after a month. So I'll just make it like this. And here I am saying that I want $100. To make the example more measurable, let's just create another item that I am saying that this particular booking date is definitely today. I'm doing the booking today. And airline ID is 2, and my flight number is, let's just say 2. And here I am making a flight date, which is, let's just say after a month. For example, I am booking my return flight. And here this is costing me around $200. So I do have this information. Now I want to create this. My expectation is that at some point in time, I should be able to calculate the total price automatically. So I'll just create this. Okay, so as you can see, I'm getting a breakpoint over here. I'll just say F6. Here I should be able to view the variables. I'll just expand this. I'm getting one travel and two booking. Correct. So I'm getting the travel information as well as I'm getting the booking information. So in this travel information, as you can see, I do have very nice travel ID over here. At the same time, in the booking, I do have all the booking information, including the price of it. Correct. So what I'll do is I'll just do the aggregation. I'll just do a normal math over here, which will allow me calculating the total price. So I'll just simply say calculate total price. Okay, and here what we'll do is we'll just simply define certain variables. So I'll just go over here and for example, I'll just say I want to calculate the total price. So I might need some variable. So I'll just define a variable over here. So I'll just say ls total price. So over here, the type that I might define is, for example, this particular view over here has a property. So I'll just pick that of the total price and I'll just say currency code. I'll just say this. Here I might end up getting the currency. So what I'll do is I'll just get the total price. So first I'll just try to read the currency code. So I'll just say uh, let's just make it a wheel or to be more meaningful. I'll just say currency code. So if I want to get the currency code, let's just go in with an assumption that the user would have entered the same currency code or we are deriving it from the profile parameter. So I'll just say value hash LT bookings. Okay, we are reading the first one over here, and from the first record itself, we are getting the currency code. Okay, and here we are saying it optional. So at least we won't get any error. So we are getting the currency code. Now we want the total price also to get calculated. So I'll just say total price over here. And for us to actually calculate that, we are going with a reduce operator over here, for example. Okay, and here what we'll do is we'll just say init. Okay, and what's the type of this total price? So maybe we would get some sort of a data element over here. So what it is DMO total price. So this is the one. I'll just go one more step back. So I'll just say total price equal to convert it to, let's just say DMO total price. So there is 0. And we'll iterate on the bookings that we do have till date. So I'll just say ls booking LT bookings. Okay, and here we would simply say init for and next, right? So we'll just go with the next, and here we would simply say that the total price should be nothing but total price plus equal to what is something that we are going to add? We are going to add the ls booking dash. It would have some sort of a price. So what is that variable into which we are getting the price information? So I'll just say flight price. Okay, so we can expect that at the end of this, we should be able to get the total price of it. Once we get that, we should be able to update that. But in order for us to ensure, okay, we are having the right calculation, I'll just stop this debugger over here. I'll just activate this code, put certain breakpoints over here, and just go back. Let's just close this and let's just try to create it again. Okay, so we do have the execution again into our code. Okay, so I'll just set variables. We do have all the informations available over here. So I'll just say I want to get the information. Bookings I do have got. I have got the travel. I'll just get the currency code. So here it determines the currency code as USD. As the booking was having 100 and what all things it was having. Let's just go back and recheck. So here it is around 100 US dollar. In the second one, it is around 200 US dollar. So we should expect the 300 US dollar as my output. I'll just F6 and here you can see 300 US dollar. That's what we got. Now what we want to do is we want to write again the modify EML statement that we failed writing earlier because we were trying to update the key parameter. That's something which is not expected. Here instead what we'll do is we'll try updating the total price and the currency code via the modify EML statement, expecting that even though we have not entered that information will be saved. Okay. So as we are in the create mode, that's what we did. I'll just stop this execution over here. I'll just close this again. And now next thing I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll simply say that I want to update the information of my particular, I can say Okay, so I want to update the information of my particular travel when it comes to the total price and the currency code. So that's what we want. Okay, and for that, what we would end up writing? We would end up writing a modify EML statement. So modify EML statement, as you know, it's the same syntax as that of the read entity. We would be going with a normal queries of it. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just simply write. Okay, I'll just go over here and you have to specify modify. I can say travel info to update what can say total price and booking. Okay, so in this particular case, what we'll do. So here, as you can see, I would have a calculate total price in as a part of which I would have all the information. Very nice information over here is a percentage key. Here we are not required to pass anything specifically. Instead, it will take the key parameter. So what we'll do is we'll simply say modify entities of what? So we want to update the travel, right? So I'll just say modify entities of this in local mode. Okay, and here we'll say that I want to modify what? This particular entity, travel. Okay, and after this, we have to specify the fields that we want to update. So I'll just say update what all fields I want to update. So I'll just say update this particular fields. So you can specify the fields like we were specifying it over here in the read EML. So if you remember, we had specified the fields over here, specified by separated by space. Same way you can specify it over here as well. So here you would simply specify that I want to update the information called total price and currency code. So total price and the currency code, so which is over here. Okay. After this, you have to specify what would be the data source for that. Okay, so you will simply say with value. Okay, and here in this case, you have to specify it for each and every information you are receiving in the input. So for what all information you are receiving in the input. So here, as you can see, you are receiving the key parameter in the input. So for all those key parameter, you would do the updation. So I'll just say ls keys in LT key. So you are defining a work area for that. Okay, and here you have to specify the parameter that you are willing to update. So the very first and important parameter over here will be percentage key, which you would be passing ls key dash. I'll just put a cursor on this. Oh yeah, I guess we would have keys, not LT keys, I guess. Yeah, here we have percentage key. And here, next thing you would be passing is, I guess, is draft. Okay. Another thing that you should be passing is what all information you want to update. So I'll just say I want to update the total price over here. And the total price that you would like to update is this LV total price. And the next thing that you would like to update is this currency code. So you will just pass the currency code as well. So you'll pass the currency code. I'll just see RENCY. I'll just copy this, rename the variable and paste it over here. And we'll just put a dot. So as you might have observed that whenever you are passing the update, if you are passing the field, you are not supposed to specify the percentage control. System will take care of it automatically. If you are not doing that, you have to pass the percentage control. So these are the two alternatives. Now, what we are left out over here, why we are getting any error? Okay, modify entities. This. There is some there will be some bracket that we are, I guess, missing on. No, we are not, right? I mean, that's a formatting issue. I just Create just it just got fixed. Let's just try activating this code. Okay, now what you'll do is you'll just simply go over here and just say, I want to create this again. You'll just say fix. You are getting the information, currency code, total price, and now you do have the information over here. You can simply go ahead and check it in the variable section. In the locals, you would have the 300 US dollar. I'll just say total price and the currency code. I'll just execute this. Okay, so there is also one of the important thing that you should be noting down, that while you are trying to say that, okay, this particular information should get changed, or I can say should get updated. I want to calculate something. Okay. At that point in time, what you would have observed is that as we are updating certain thing, right? So you are having the read EML, inside which you do have again one update EML statement as well. I can say modify entities. What it is doing internally is it is updating the values, right? So as it is updating the values automatically, um, the final the final update is also getting triggered automatically, and that's where calculation the calculation is re-triggering the update call, and that's where you are ending in an infinite loop over here. Okay, because as you are trying to update the information in one of those particular field, the definition of this particular determination says that whenever you are trying to create or update this, the calculate total price should get calculated. But as as the calculate total price is getting calculated also on the change of create or update, or let's just say these two fields, the drawback is that system is always detecting that, yeah, something is getting updated just because you wrote the modify EML statement. And that's where the system is ending into infinite loop. Okay, so what we'll do instead over here is we'll just say, just please calculate the total price on the creation. Okay, so I'll just stop this. And there is a one more important scenario, that's something that we'll be seeing in the upcoming session, is that while you are creating, or I can say while you are changing any sort of information, and if still you want to calculate the final price, but you don't want the you don't want it to get impact. You don't want it to impact any of the existing looping. Okay, so that's then how you would be able to control those behaviors. So for that, you have to explicitly specify fields, like on change of what all fields you want this particular things to happen. Then you would be able to do that. So that's something we would be seeing, I guess, in some time. Okay, so what we would now do is I'll just go over here and just try simply creating it. So as you can see, it just calculated the 300 US dollar over here. Now, how the system did that? Because as you are creating a new one, it just recognized that, okay, if it's 100 or 200, the system should get those information. So I'll just close this and I'll just deactivate all the breakpoints. Okay, and now let's just say I try creating a new one with the relevant information. So I'll just say 2023, 25, 2023, 20. Oh, it is the system. What did just happen? Let's see. Okay, let's just try re-executing this. Okay, a static read-only field currency code is not allowed for an editable amount field where it is. From where it is pointing that out. Is it from here? Seems so. Okay, I'll just say travel preview. Let's see. There is some issue. System is facing some issue while executing something. What's that? Ideally, over here only the early numbering will get triggered, nothing else. The map travel over here is getting the data. Okay, the duplicate primary key was detected when inserting the data into this. Okay, how come this primary key is duplicate? I just go over here, close this, refresh this. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, now if I try creating this. Okay, yeah, now we do have. So the thing is, it was having some dummy data, and that's the draft data, the junk, and that's why it was very nice. Okay, I'll just deactivate this, and now if I just try creating 2023, 25, 2023, 25, this is today, tomorrow. We don't want to pass this. I'll just create a record instead. It would get the 10. I'll just say today, 2023, 25, 1, 100 US dollar. Apply this. Let's just create one more with the 500 US dollar. Okay, now we can expect that on the final click, I should be able to get the $600, which is a total price. So that's what we are getting over here. Okay, so these are the determination will help you determine the values on the go during the execution based on the child information. Now, how we can also update this value whenever a value is getting changed in any of the sub entity layer during the update scenario, and even